Here's a bizarre story out of Kansas. A green card holding Mexican mayor of a Kansas town was voting illegally in United States elections, according to the Department of Homeland Security. Earlier this week, they said that Jose Joe Ceballos Armendariz, I apologize if I'm getting that name wrong, had been living in the United States as a Mexican national since entering on a green card in 1990. According to DHS, he claimed to be a U.S. citizen on voter registration forms and went on to vote in federal and local contests despite not being eligible. I was told reliably by left-wing pundits, news publications, opinion hosts, content creators, that things of that nature weren't happening. Non-citizens don't vote in U.S. elections. It's illegal. Now, this man may have entered the country legally. I'm not saying he didn't. But when we talk about non-citizens voting in our elections, and folks on the left say it's not happening because it's against the law, well, that logic doesn't hold up. Simple. The speed limit is 55 miles an hour on a road. Does that mean that nobody speeds? No. Of course not. And I count myself among those people who does occasionally indulge in a little bit of speeding. But just because something is against the law does not mean that nobody does it. Unfortunately, tragically, we have murderers in this country. Murder's against the law, but murder still happens. The reason why more people don't murder other people, number one, it's a bad thing to do. Number two, the consequences are you losing your freedoms and possibly losing your life. If you come into the country illegally, that automatically is a crime. So you've already shown disregard for the rule of law in the first place. You can't convince me that somebody whose first act in this country, in and of itself, was already illegal. Entering the country illegally is a crime. You can't tell me, well, don't worry about the fact that he broke the law there. He won't break it again. He certainly won't try and vote in elections in a country that he's hoping to stay in for a long time. Well, unfortunately, the folks who say because it's illegal, it's not happening, are lying. It is happening. And usually you go through the 4 or 5 stages of, the left admitting that things are happening. First, they say it's not happening at all. Then they say, well, it's happening, but not a lot. It's not happening in a meaningful way. Then we get down to it is happening in a meaningful way. And it's a good thing that it's happening in a meaningful way. And then we get down to if you don't believe it's a good thing that it's happening in a meaningful way, you're a racist and you're a bigot and you're all of these other things and you should be canceled.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.